With the MC on the ground and the regional police commander, they are now trying to calm down the situation. The IGP has spoken at length with the paramount chief of the area, Sogah and Gambusu, collectively with some other opinion leaders.
Well, we have more for you as the story is unfolding. We'll hear from the Member of Parliament, plus get you the updates from our security desk here on Top Story tonight. And what you hear now are sounds of rage and anger and as well chaos. Well, at least that's the mood right now at B. Godeno, a suburb of the Hohoe municipality in the Volta region, after two persons were shot dead in a violent clash between the police patrol team and the aggrieved youth of the area. Confrontation between the feuding factions escalated after a resident of the town suspected to be dealing in illegal substances was reportedly trailed and eventually knocked down by a police vehicle. Well, angered by that very incident, which they allege has become rampant in the area, some aggrieved persons retaliated with a mob attack on the police patrol team and also set ablaze the patrol vehicle, which was stationed within the community. In the last few hours, the Ghana Police Service says it has launched a probe into the matter, and police presence is being deepened in the area to restore calm within the Hohoe municipality of the Volta region. Let's get more from Maxwell Agbagba, who's with our security desk, monitoring the statement released by the Ghana Police Service in the last few minutes. Maxwell, first of all, the Ghana Police Service is indicating to us that they have officially commenced investigations. Do we know if there are any arrests so far? And what more are we learning about the story?
Yeah, Blessed. So 12 people have so far been arrested. Police say they have restored calm in the community following the violent disturbance in which a police patrol vehicle, which was involved in an accident with a motorbike rider, was set on fire by some members of the community. It says two people lost their lives in the violence, and the motor rider who sustained injury during the accident is currently receiving medical attention.
So that there's clarity now that the individual who was knocked down by the police patrol team allegedly is not dead, except to say that two other individuals are the one caught up in this confrontation. But
exactly.
Maxwell, let's talk about possible ammunitions that were retrieved by the police service and some of the remedial actions being taken by the service as we speak. What more do we know?
Police says it has already started investigations into the incident, including the circumstances under which the two people lost their lives. One gun has been retrieved and security has been increased in the Hohoe township and its surrounding communities to ensure law and order.
And all of this we're talking about, Maxwell, we need to establish is the police account that has just been posted on the Facebook page of the Ghana Police Service. It's there officially if you get onto the page.
Yeah.
But we are also doing checks, getting to find out what some of the residents there think about the situation. And we've been fortunate enough to get in touch with one individual who says he was present when this all unfolded.
Exactly. So this gentleman is called Bishop, and he tells us that he was in his room this morning when he heard many gunshots in his community. So he came out to check. He came out and saw some policemen shooting. He asked, and he was told that a police patrol vehicle was bent because it had knocked down a man suspected to be carrying marijuana on a motorbike.
45. And upon me, TV and I meet to papa and I pay free me then. Me pay free down and I meet information. Says, see, guy be free from our moto or chiching yama moto. So,
I heard gunshots in my room around 9 a.m. this morning, and so I came out only to see policemen firing sporadically. I was told they were doing that after their vehicle was burnt by some youth in the town because they knocked down a resident suspected to be holding Indian hemp in the area. As I speak with you, the policemen are still firing their guns. About 4 police vehicles have rushed into the town full of policemen. I understand that 4 people have been shot and 2 have died.
And very shortly, we'll be hearing from the Member of Parliament for the Hohoe constituency, the Honourable John Peter Apawu, who will be joining us on Top Story in a few moments from now. I want to take you first off to the Hohoe municipality where all of this is unfolding. Joining us now is Anthony Gotswe Chra. He is a journalist working within the area. And Anthony, the Ghana Police Service indicating that it will begin deepening police presence in the area as part of moves to de-escalate the conflict within the municipality. First off, what are you able to say about police presence in the area as we speak?
All right, very thank you, and a very good evening to our listeners. At the moment, I just saw some of the police vehicles coming down to Hohoe. That's from the Godeon enclave. They are back to Hohoe. So, for where the incident actually happened, that is the Godeon, there is calm at the moment, and there's no any police presence at the moment.
I see. But then the questions surrounding the atmosphere as we speak. Initially, residents, we understand, were not happy about the incident. They claim it's becoming one too many within the area. Some, we understand, happened just last month. So what's the atmosphere as we speak?
Yes, so as said, calm has been restored, and at the moment there's no police present. But yes, as you rightly said, this has been happening with residents within the being Godeon enclave in connection with this marijuana issues with the police. This has been happening. It happened some few months ago, and today we are hearing this unfortunate incident that a guy who is suspected to be carrying marijuana on a motorbike was hit by a police vehicle, and then that was actually that was what sparked the whole disturbances there.
Is it a case that this is supposed to be a police checkpoint, just for clarity, or you just find the police carrying out random searches in the area?
No, per the information we got, it wasn't something like an operation or whatever, but the vehicle was actually passing through the area. So this guy was spotted. This guy on a motorbike was spotted by the police, and they think he was carrying something suspected to be marijuana. And then they tried to stop him. He couldn't stop. And then, according to the residents, he was hit. He was hit by the police vehicle on a motorbike. That's according to some of the residents that we spoke to.
And just as you've confirmed to us, the police is beginning to deploy more of its men within the community, I believe. We'll keep watching that and bringing you some updates. But grateful for giving us some updates from the Hohoe municipality, Anthony Gotswe Chra, who's a journalist working within the area. Let's speak now to Member of Parliament for the Hohoe constituency, the Honourable John Peter Apawu, who happens to be Minister for Railway Development as well. Good evening to you, sir. It's not necessarily a good evening as of now because at least two of your constituents have been caught up in this conflict. How is this coming to you, first of all, as a lawmaker for the area, and how do you intend to de-escalate the tension now?
Thank you so much. I'm quite shocked by this incident. This is not the first time this has happened. We had a similar incident about 2 months ago. This is not quite long after the transfer to the constituency by a new operational commander. And so I'm very, very, very shocked and in a disbelief, a state of worry, because especially knowing very well the level at which the current IGP had taken the police to in terms of training for the police to understand that they are there to protect the lives of the citizens. And if they end up killing the same people, and then I'm wondering the effort by the IGP, of course, it's not going to be recognized. And for me, I'm highly disappointed of the event that unfolding.
And even as we speak now, there's the question as to whether or not you've moved into the area. Have you gone there yourself, or have you been in touch with the people? I'm currently
on the way, and then the information I'm taking is from my eyewitnesses on the ground. But I'm currently on the way. I'm supposed to get there, but unfortunately, the heli we bring in with the weather wasn't good, so we were not able to get there. So I have to go by road. So I'm currently on the way.
I see, but the area, confirm this for us, or deny if you have any information on it. The point about the area being noted for growing marijuana, it's partly the reason for which we understand the police may have stationed closer to the community where some of these activities take place. Do you have any information on that?
Yeah, but this particular incident is not a checkpoint. The police, under their mandatory training occupation, are supposed to mount barrier. This is not a barrier. An innocent citizen riding a motorbike, you suspected that he might be carrying marijuana. The best thing to do is to, bring forth that your expertise
but that's not the import of my question, sir. I'm asking.
It is not a barrier. There is
Mr.
no barrier there asking the citizens to stop for check.
Yes, I know that. I'm just asking if you have any details. I mean, the information we're getting as to this area being notorious or noted for growing marijuana.
The police will be in a better a better position to determine that. I have no idea about that. I'm not a security officer. The police should find out themselves. On several occasions, I heard some of the police themselves have been arrested. Police themselves have been arrested carrying marijuana. Not quite long ago. So I have no idea that the area is noted for that. The police are in a better position to tell me.
Yeah, but you just mentioned the same substance now, the reason for which the police patrol team was stationed and eventually knocked down this gentleman that we're talking about.
The patrol vehicle was not stationed. The gentleman was riding on a motorbike, and the patrol vehicle chased this gentleman to stop. It was not at a barrier. This is what I've been told. It wasn't at a barrier, and he ran down on the gentleman. This is what I've been told. I've been on contact with the IGP. I spoke with the National Security. It's not a barrier. If it's a barrier and the guy refused to stop, we all have something to say. This is not a barrier. Someone is riding, and this innocent citizen riding a bicycle or riding a motorcycle. You suspected him to be carrying a marijuana. There could be a way that you bring in your expertise to make sure the gentleman stops. Under no circumstances would you run over such a person and claim it's an accident. I condemn this incident. It's uncertainty. There is no way any citizen of this land will accept this incident. And I'm heartened, especially knowing the effort the current IGP has put into the training of our police in society. They are there to protect citizens. They are not to be killing the same citizens they are to protect. Otherwise, who is going to be left for them to protect?
And I see, I can understand your frustration as of now, but you've been talking about the IGP a lot. Told us a couple of minutes ago, as you're indicating now, that you've been speaking to him. Do we know, what assurances are you getting from the IGP now, and what marching orders are we likely to see from the IGP after your interaction with him?
Well, I'm told that he has dispatched the commander of the operation, the head of the headquarters, a very good friend who also happened to come from Hohoe. Once Suraj understand the IGP had dispatched him. And so we'll see what happens by the close of the day.
The community is really, as we speak now, very anxious. Many people not knowing what may happen in the next few minutes. There's a possibility of reprisals, given the fact that even the police vehicle, the said vehicle, has been set ablaze. So we're not sure what may happen next. Are you engaging in touch with the community leadership?
I've
just
been told by one of the community leaders, one of the youth leaders, that the current operational commander has hinted that they are marching again back to the community. If anybody is listening and can stop that man from doing that, they better tell him to stop. They better speak to that commander who is again saying he's marching to the community to ransack houses. So anybody on air that is listening should call that gentleman and ask him to stop. I know why my boys are made up. Nobody will entertain that nonsense. Nobody is going to entertain that nonsense, and we better ask him to stop immediately.
Mr. Mel, these are very harsh words. You're not there yourself. So what?
This is what I have been told. I'm telling you, I am on the way, and that's why I'm saying that if it is true that he said he's going back to the community, somebody should speak to him. He himself might be listening to me. He should stop. He shouldn't dare to enter the community. Let the police apply the law in a way that merits the training that they are going through, please. This is very important.
You do not consider your comments as inciting your own people against the police service?
Well, there's no way I'm going to incite my people against the police service, but I'll ask my people to do the right thing. That is what I'm saying. I'll ask my citizens to do the right thing. I'm not inciting them against the police, but I'm asking them to do the right thing. As much as they're doing the right thing, the IGP himself must also instruct his people to behave. And that is what I'm saying. I spoke with the IGP. I put the IGP together with Sogah Gabusu on the line. As I speak now, the paramount chief has summoned a meeting, very high-level meeting, of course, that they are asking the police also to calm down just as a citizen. I expect them to be calm. But what I'm saying is that the information coming from the youth group is that the police are reorganizing to get back to the community. And I'm saying that should not happen. They should not dare. That should not happen. Anybody who is close to any of them should ask them to stop. It is not fair. They should not go back to the community. This is what I'm saying.
Okay, I get that. You are equally member of parliament for the area. Parliament is on recess, though, but you still have some window of opportunity to just set in motion processes that will further calm nerves and to de-escalate tension. What plans do you have personally as member of parliament for the area just to promote social cohesion?
Well, of course, I stated earlier with regard to this particular incident, the paramount chief, of course, well-respectable person, Sogah Gabusu, it's bringing all the parties together. It just closed a meeting. Earlier to the meeting, myself, the IGP, and Sogah Gabusu, with the regional commander, we had a three-way, and we speak to each other about how to go about the process. So I'm expecting that process should bring some level of calmness, and also to ask the police to withdraw from the area, to ask the police not to make any attempt in re-entering the community. That is the only way I expect peace and calm to return quickly as we envisage.
And that's Member of Parliament for the Hohoe constituency in the Volta region, John Peter Apawu, issuing that warning to the police service there to withdraw its men and to avoid escalating the tension within the community after two are now being confirmed dead following clashes between angry youth within the Godenu area within the Hohoe municipality and some police officers. Their situation is beginning to question, the approach of the police in handling matters. Let's bring in security analyst Dr. Adam Bona, who's also been monitoring and following developments for us here on Top Story. Thank you, Mr. Bona, for joining us. Doc, your thoughts on, first of all, the assurances by the police service that they are deepening security within the area to, ensure that calm return to the community?
Well, yeah. Good evening. I must say that I picked information on this situation somewhere in the afternoon. And so I must say I'm surprised. I don't know where the Honorable Member of Parliament in the area, I don't know where he is. But if it's in Accra, I think from this place to Hohoe isn't too much of a distance. So listening to him and asking that some people be speak information, it would have been refreshing to hear the Member of Parliament, talking from the scene and engaging the chiefs and people of the Hohoe traditional area and trying to see how we can de-escalate.
Mr. Bona, not sorry to cutting through, but to be fair to the MP, he indicated that, plans were that it was going to fly into the area immediately, but that could not happen. So he's now on his way as we speak to the area.
Fantastic. So thanks for the correction. And so if he's on his way, I think the best thing for him to do, as he spoke to you, is to attempt to de-escalate, to see how cool heads would reign, to see how he can get the young people not to, destroy or harm anybody, and also see how he can get the police to perform their lawful duties, because as we speak, some lives have been lost. And a police vehicle, I've seen the images, have been touched. So obviously, there have been human lives have been lost, and then some properties destroyed. And so there shouldn't be any further distraction. But what I can say is that there has to be more engagement. The encounter, according to the police, they got someone who suspected of carrying something that looks like, drugs, and the person failed to stop, and they knocked the person. All these issues would have to be thoroughly investigated. At what point did the people touch the police vehicle? All these things would have to be investigated. So it's very important that the MP will, as you said, he's on his way to Hohoe. I'm hoping that he will get there as soon as possible tonight to, sit with them, meet with them, and see how, first of all, they will bring calm back into the place. And then the investigations can begin. Because as we speak, if the place is not returned to peace, it will be difficult to investigate anything. But I believe that there has to be thorough investigations to see if the police were wrong. If they were wrong, those who are found to be culpable punished. If these persons who did what they did are also wrong, then they are punished. I believe that we must operate as citizens, whether you are a police officer or a citizen. We must all be seen to be operating within the framework of the law.
Dr. Bonat, the consistent, appeal from residents of the area asking for police professional conduct investigations to be carried out because of the persistent attack on residents on the mere suspicion that this is an area which is noted for growing marijuana. How do we approach that too?
Well, I think this probably presents us a perfect opportunity to see how the community can make proposals to the police, the regional command, and I believe that if this is sent to the regional command and it comes to police headquarters, and it is approved in a way, it will be the first point of call to see how, if the citizens are aggrieved, what do they do? Do they attack the police? If the police see citizens who seem to be carrying drugs, what do they do? Do they run them over as it's alleged? Or how? And because, of course, all of us have picked information, one or two information here and there, that this area is notorious when it comes to farming, weed and all that. But that should not be an excuse for anyone to, unfortunately be killed. But like I said, there has to be more investigation. But dialogue, I do believe that, you cannot say you have 100% perfection on the part of the police. Obviously, there are times some police officers step out of their boundaries. And so if this is one of them, obviously, I think that investigation should be able to, tell us that what they did was wrong. But mine is that should the people have benched the police vehicle? No. It's something that we see a lot more. These days we see people destroying public property because they are aggrieved, which I think is not the best. So for me, I think that calm and de-escalation methods would have to be on the table as soon as possible.
And now that we're seeing the MP of the area getting involved, even the traditional authority in the area getting involved, is it too far-fetched to ask for the presence of the IGP to at least go there, see things for himself?
Well, it depends. I do believe that it won't be wrong for the IGP to go there. No, it won't be too far-fetched, because looking at what is going on from this place to Hohoe, it's not too much of a distance. I'm sure the IGP could go if it is possible. If it's possible, he should be able to go there to de-escalate. I think his presence there wouldn't be bad. It would reassure the people that, something is going to be done. And so I think that, yes, I would also urge that if it is possible for him to go there with some of his men. I'm told Siraj, the director, the EG operations, is on his way to Hohoe. And so I'm sure between now and tomorrow, it's up to the IGP and his people. And once you had the honorable, MP from the area saying he's been engaging the IGP, I do believe that conversations will continue between now and tomorrow morning. If the IGP would have to go there, which I do think he should, would be helpful so that, the people can be rest assured that if they are wrong, they'll be punished. If the police is wrong, they'll be punished. That way, they can coexist with the police, because there is no way the community can live without the police. And so there has to be a way to live together. And how do they do that? There has to be, measures put in place to ensure that they are able to live together.
12 persons, as we understand, behind bars, at least in police custody as we speak. The demand from the community is let them go, let peace prevail. Is that demand something that will be easily granted by the police? And technically speaking, security-wise, will that be healthy?
It's difficult because then if you say let them go, what if these people might have committed some heinous crimes? I think that if they would have to let them go, there has to be some screening. We shouldn't quickly be asking that those people, unless, of course, we have evidence that these people were just rounded up randomly. No, they are not. They don't have any hands in what took place in the Hohoe area or in that area. But if they were rounded up as part of the people who probably destroyed, took part in whatever we are discussing this evening, then I would say it would be too early to say release them when proper screening has not. You might release some of these people later to be told that some of these people were the kingpins in whatever took place. You attempt to find them and you will not find them. So I think that the law allows 48 hours for you to be kept. I think that it won't be between now and tomorrow Friday or so. I want to believe that they would have screened them. Those of them who don't have any blood on their hands, I'm sure will be let go, especially when their MP is on his way. And we are asking DG Operations Rag is on his way, and probably we are asking the IG and other senior police officers to go there. Chances are that there will be speedy investigations and screening of these persons who have been arrested and have been, detained. Those who are having committed any crime, let go. But if we say release them so that peace will return, we'll release them and probably the situation would get worse. And so I think that there has to be a way to do these things. And there are protocols that this protocol shouldn't be thrown to the dogs, but have to be respected.
Grateful. Dr. Adam Bona is a security analyst. We're wrapping up. Top story here on Joy 99.7 FM. Next is Newsnight.